Good morning. How are you all? Welcome back to our online class. Yes, children, today is the last day of this year, 31st December 2020. In 8th class, children, what we were doing? Production of food from plants. The last part of the lesson today we'll conclude it. The third part we are doing with it. What are the products of food? What we eat? What are the things which we get from plants? Paddy planter. A rice planter is a specialized transplanter fitted to transplant rice seedlings onto paddy field. Mainly there are two types of rice planter, that is riding type and working type. Riding type is a power driven and can usually transplant 6 lines in one pass. Transplanting is the most common and elaborative method of crop establishment for rice in Asia. Rice seedlings grown in nursery are pulled and transplanted into puddled and leveled fields 15 to 40 days after the seeding DAS. Rice seedlings can either be transplanted manually or by machine. A paddy is a field used for growing rice. Paddies are different from most other crop fields because they are partially flooded with water. Another meaning of this word is unmilled rice. The Malay root of paddy is paddy, rice in the straw. Profitable paddy cultivation through direct seeding technology by rice wheat seeder background. The paddy is grown worldwide mostly by hand transplanting of seeds in puddled soil. The farmers in many parts of the world are using different types of paddy transplanters that require mat type seedling. Farmers can choose among three different types of planting rice, that is transplanting, wet sowing and dry sowing. The latter two constitute direct sowing. Urea, we'll see about urea. What is this? It should be the fertilizer of choice for the cultivation of paddy rice. Paddy is the name of the crop and the rice for are the grains obtained from paddy. When the husk is removed from paddy, rice is obtained. When paddy grains are milled, rice is obtained. Got it? Manure is the organic matter that is used for organic fertilizer in the agriculture. Most manure consists of manure from different animals, has different qualities and requires different application rates when used as fertilizer. For example, horses, cattle. Proper use of manure in the garden can supply your plants with nutrients and help improve soil structure. Adding too much manure can lead to nitrate leaching, nutrient runoff, excessive vegetative growth, and for some manures, soil damage. Apply after soil temperatures are below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, but before the soil is frozen. This will slow down the conversion of nitrogen to form that are easily lost. Do not apply in the fall on coarse, textured soils. The application of manure to cropland can help maintain or improve soil organic matter levels and improve soil tilt, soil structure, in water infiltration, nutrient and water holding capacity, and reduce soil erosion. Veg that like lots of manure are potatoes and marrows, courgettes or pumpkins. It's the root crops that you should avoid manuring altogether, that is carrot, parsnips, radish, swidden, etc., as it causes the root to fork. Also, onions don't need manuring either. Tomatoes thrive in rich organic soil prepared in your home garden by adding horse manure. This natural fertilizer provides food to tomato plant while improving the soil composition. Composted manure is preferred to fresh for tomato growth and can be incorporated into the soil right before planting. In pest damage crops, insects are responsible for two major kinds of damage to growing crops. First is direct injury done to the crop plant by feeding insect which eats leaves or burrows in stems, fruits or roots. Examples include viral diseases of sugar beets and potatoes carried from plants to plant by aphids. Examples are termites, grasshoppers, leaf worms, armyworms, mandites, locusts, and beetles. Piercing and chewing insects. These insects possess strong mouth parts called proboscis, which enable them to pierce through plants and such liquid materials from the plant tissue. Pests also destroy the habitat of other organisms as well as natural resources, leading to reduction in water quality, increase in soil erosion, and degradation of land and destruction of native plants that provide food and shelter to native species or those endemic to the place. Insect pests of vegetables, aphids, caterpillars, cute worms, grasshoppers and locusts, thrips, weevils, whiteflies and next is the identification of pest. Take a peek at these 5 signals of specialist pest infestation that you and your family can identify. Pest droppings. Pest droppings could be classic sign of a pest infestation. Evidence of nesting. What are these evidences? Grease marks and grease tracks. Physical damage to structures. Is it clear, children? Damage plants. The 6 methods to pest control: small cockroaches, insects in our homes, in our kitchen. Clean up after the meals, the dining table, the kitchen cabinets, kitchen floor, desk and all should be neat. Put all the rubbish into the bin. Wrap all food scraps tightly in the paper before putting them in the bin. Got it? Keep all the benches, cupboards and floors clean and free of food scraps. Regularly clean behind the stoves, refrigerator and other household appliances. If it is fallen down or here and there, what will happen? The pest will come. The insects, small insects will controlling pests. Now you can see the pictures how we control pests. We put Dettol. Even in this COVID time, we were putting Dettol in the bottle and we were spraying all the time on the hands. Even in the school, in the colleges, in the supermarkets, isn't it? Even in the shops and all hospitals, we are keeping it for our safety from COVID-19. See, in the farms, garden, agriculture, and all, we put the sprays like this to control. Today's homework: what is paddy planter? Explain how the crops are protected from the pest. Is it clear, children? And submit the homeworks by 5 in the evening. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. See you in next class. Hope you are doing well.